Test 1, 2. All right, so looks like we're live. All right, so I'm gonna share this online first. How do I do that? I can hear myself, so let's mute that. And we use the share button, which is here, I think. Copy that. And we'll stick it on Mastodon. So I'm streaming on my site again today. If you're interested in Next.js, so hopefully that should get us live. There it is, my big face. And if I click on that, does it take me? It does. Okay. So what I'm working on today is like a continuation of what I was doing yesterday. So let's clean some of this stuff up. I'll keep that open. Closing some tabs here. Okay. So this is where I'm at currently with this site. Basically this week in work, we're having a creative week, so I can work on whatever I want to. And then on Friday, we do like a little presentation to each other. Kind of a cool tradition we have. Some of the other folks are building games, some of them are doing macrame, others are looking up their family tree. So this year I've decided to work on my website. Last year I built a thing called deathclock.co. Yeah, the deathclock.co. So you can go here and find out whenever your life expectancy says you're going to die. So if I change this to mine, so if I go to 1991 December 24th, I live in the United Kingdom, hit proceed. And I built this scary little website to kind of show that I have about 61% of my life left, according to like the UNICEF World Health Organization for people born in the United Kingdom. It's an average between men and women, so it's not exactly 100% accurate, but it was a fun little project. So this year I'm working on my website. I've gotten more and more into the idea of the indie web and owning my own canonical self online. With the implosion of Twitter, I want to make sure that going forward, the place that I share most of my stuff online is my website. So I figured I'd do my best to get this up to date as much as I could. So over the past 2 days, I've been working on kind of redesigning the site a little bit. This is the homepage. All of this is live. The old site is live at paulmcbride.com, so you can head over there. You can see it hasn't changed a great deal, but it's a little bit easier to read and stuff now. Bigger text. We're using serif fonts and stuff like that. I've also updated everything that references Twitter, changed that to Mastodon. I stream on YouTube now rather than Twitch, so that's been updated. And I'm going through now and sort of putting the finishing touches on pieces. So this is what the post page look like. These are just in chronological order of the date they were posted. I'm going to be changing this today at some point, so that they'll be in chronological order the date they were posted. But if the post has an updated at value, that'll bump it to the top again. So it'll sort by that first. I've added this now page, which is like a little sort of semi-regularly updated blog where none of these have permalinks. They're not individual pages, but I can just add little life updates as time goes on. So I really like this idea. I stole it from Maggie Appleton, who apparently stole it from someone else. Where did it come from? Yeah, she's written about where she got it from as well. So yeah, I like that idea a lot. What I'm working on now then is I'd like to be able to add these posts and the full output of any one of these posts to the XML feed, the RSS feed, sorry. But what's making that a little bit tricky is that the data I have is stored in MDX. So I need to figure out how to convert that MDX to just straight HTML, meaning that I can then send it out in the RSS feed. Close this. So let's try and figure out how to do that. Yeah, so that's what I've been working on. It's kind of a pain in the arse. Oh, I'm going to share the link to this stream into my work Slack as well because they like that. So close that. And we'll go over to Slack. All right. So, yeah, let's get on with this. I am currently logging the full content I get about a post to the console, so I can see what. I'll refresh this so that we just have one of them. It gets rendered 4 times because, of course, it does. Right, so I have the banner. That's just the image that doesn't actually exist on the site anymore, so I can probably remove that. Reading time, slug status. There's nothing there that's particularly useful here. The body is what I'm interested in. So this gives us code, which is a big nasty blob of code used on the front end to parse this HTML. It's not particularly complicated on pages like this, where it's mostly text. But if we go to an older post, pure functions, for example, so this is has a YouTube embed, and if we take a look at that and go to the body, so this will contain the actual code for the YouTube embeds and that kind of stuff. You can kind of see that if I open this up. Yeah, there it is. So that's what it looks like. So I need to try and figure out how to convert this to HTML, which is going to be a pain in the arse. Let's see how it's done on this page first. That should give us at least a little bit of an idea. So if we go to post, I think I'm using the React hook that this data library gives me. Where is it? Wait, I don't think it is the layout. It's not. It's done in. It's done in pages, posts, slug. Okay, it's in here. So this component is what we end up with. I wonder if I could use. So use MDX component. What else do I get out of this? Hooks. This can't be that complicated, right? It's bound to just call, yeah, get MDX component, which is exported from React DOM. What are they using that for? I don't know. What I'm thinking I could probably do is take the MDX and hopefully run it through something like React DOM and just parse it to an HTML string. So let's figure out get MDX component. It just calls the function, I think. Code. It's got to be a better way to do this, right? What else is in this? So the library this is coming from is Next content layer. Let's go take a look at the docs for that. Whilst we're stopping off, we'll see the Northern Irish Primogen. No. As you can see, I've got my light hoodie on today because we're doing front end. Okay, so damn it, Tom, you've distracted me. What was it doing? Yes, Next content layer. So this is the library that I'm using for pulling like local files, which are MDX, to the site. So using MDX, I'm really hoping that this has an API for Next content layer. Nope, that's not what I want. Source files. This is not looking good. Maybe it will be a Next content layer. Yep, so MDX component. So this isn't going to work for me because wait, this totally can work for me. And let's go try to do something crazy. This might work out well, or it might work out horribly. Content layer. So this is the file that has all the config for this stuff. You can kind of define the schema that you want based on the files that you're using. So I have markdown files. The post, I'm saying that it has to have a title, a subtitle, description, all that kind of stuff. And what's nice is that this generates all the TypeScript types for me. And then I'm using what are called computed fields. So it takes the stuff that I have in the file and then I can extend it in some ways. So I'm hoping what I'll be able to do here is just add an HTML. And if I just do return hello world, okay, so it needs to have, it's an object which has a type, which will be string, and a resolve. If only it was that easy. It might be. Let's see. If I go to here, nope, here, and refresh this page, it'll take a little while to refresh because it has to go and parse all the markdown files again. I suspect this is probably just going to explode. Nope, surprisingly not. Need to refresh it again, I think. Why is HTML not here? So teaser's there. I think that's probably because this is returning null. If I change this to like, yeah, just a string. We can refresh this. Again, it takes a little while because I've changed the schema. These videos, by the way, are absolute cringe city. There we go. So HTML, yep, it's come back as a string. So let's start doing some logging and stuff in here and seeing what we end up with. So we'll return this string. let's see what actually gets returned in this doc. To make this even a little bit readable, I think I'm going to need to remove that console log. Otherwise, it's going to go bananas. Where is that console log? It is in the post page, I think. Yep. So we'll remove that. Refresh this page. Yeah, and it looks like if this is the same thing, I'll stop and start the server again. That these things here are just the post coming through. Not those things there. The doc in this function. I'm hopeful that's just the type document. But let's see. So that is not loading again. I suspect it's cached, and so it doesn't. It's not why I have a new YouTube video, Tom. I just changed my email address from hello@paulmcbride.net to .com, and I fought YouTube for long enough to try and get the channel transferred across, and it did not allow me. Yeah, these are recorded in like 2017 or something horrific. 5 years ago. Yeah, I still have hair back then. I want to get these videos on my new channel. I might delete this channel and move all the videos across. We'll see. In the meantime, let's see what this spits out for us. It does give us just what appears to be the post. Tags, plain array. It's a real shame it doesn't just give me HTML here, but I suppose it wouldn't know how to. So I think I should type this as type post. So this is TypeScript. It's not type. Okay, so this doesn't let me do that. Fine. Right, let's do the crazy thing I want to do here. So ultimately, I need this MDX stuff to be converted to HTML so that it can work in an RSS feed. To do that, I will need to use React DOM to render the component, which is going to be horrific. So let's make a component that does just that, and then we'll use React DOM to render it. So a new component is going to be MDX renderer, I guess. And it's going to do a fairly similar thing as to what's happening in the posts. It's basically just going to be this. I will copy that, go to our MDX renderer. Missed an N. I copied the whole thing because I'm an idiot. Okay. What have I done here? Oh, I'm missing a closing paren. Right, there we go. So let's import this from there, and this comes from the same package, I believe. Oh, we don't need the post layout. It's just the component we're going to be server rendering. The components, we need to import those, and they come from, where did they come from? Back here again. MDX components, and then I'm pretty sure VS Code will be able to find out where they live. They do. In this case, we will not be able to be passing the code straight through, which should be type string, I think. This will need to be called props, won't it? Yeah, so let's destructure code, and that will be of type string. And then we can just pass code straight through. So let's export that. And that should work for us. So if we go back to this content layer thing, and now we're going to start doing horrible stuff. I can't honestly remember how to render a React component to a string. So what's the difference between render to string and render to static markup? So render to static markup is what we want. Okay, so we need to import star. I'll be amazed if this works. So React server. Dot render to static markup. And here we're going to get the code. So const code is equal to doc.body.code. So it's already parsed and stuff. It just needs to be converted back to an HTML string. And then in here, I think we have to pass our component. So let's do that. MDX renderer, that's what I called it, right? Yep. And then hopefully this should be shouting that it MDX render refers to value if it's being used as a type here. It's definitely not being used as a type. That's because this I think if I change this file extension to like a .tsx it would work, but that's obviously not gonna. Yeah, so I need to render this like a function. How do we do that? No, I was going to move to Sanity, and then I thought, what would happen if Elon Musk bought Sanity? So I've stuck with Markdown, or MDX, in fact. So all the documents, this is all on GitHub as well, but in the root folder, there's another folder called data. There's another one called posts, and they're just MDX files. That's where all my posts live. And so what we're actually doing here is taking this Markdown, this MDX, running it through a bunch of plugins to add different things to it, like links to headings and that kind of stuff. And then we need to render that to HTML That works just fine on the pages. That's already happening, in fact, as you can see here. So you can read it. But this is being kind of done client side, so I need to just get this stuff as a string. So let's see if I can make that happen. I'm pretty sure this is close to that happening. So we treat this as a function, and we have to pass the code like this. And I'm nearly sure this will work in theory. So let's return the HTML, get rid of these logs, and if we go to the posts file again, or the slug, I think is what it's called. Yep. If I bring this log back in, so hopefully if I refresh this, nothing blows up. We have, that just needs to rerun again. It hasn't actually compiled. Still saying doc.body.html, which clearly that is out of date. I'm going to restart the server. Cannot find module components, which, why would that be happening? That's probably, so that'll be in this MDX renderer, I think. MDX components. Well, let's see what's happening over here. This is still cached or something, so let's just delete all of the cache and restart the server again. So I'm going to read this error message here. Oh, it's long gone now. Okay, so this is good. We're getting an actual error now. Import all posts. Okay, so something's blowing up. So what file is this in? So cannot find package components. Oh, has this done some stupid auto import thing? Okay, this probably just needs to be a relative path. So /components, I think, is where that lives. Yep. Let's try again. So another unexpected syntax error. See, I told you this wasn't going to work. Hmm. If you do something like this, maybe. Sometimes you have React in scope for this stuff to work, and Next automatically does this for you. But I'm wondering if that's not happening because we're not, although we're technically using Next, maybe this is the build script for this that's failing us. Nope, same error. No, there's absolutely no way I am doing this. Well, can I do this without JSX? No, no, I can't. That's crazy talk. Dang it, indeed. Really wish I could have this in a way where I can look at it without my screen going crazy. But I cannot. Whoa. Okay, so let's roll this back to get it working again at least. We will comment that out because we're not going to be using it. If we go down to here, we will comment this out and just return hello for now. So hopefully this will load up again. I probably need to restart the server. The other thing I'm going to do is take a look at the GitHub repo for this and see if anyone else has run into a similar issue. Issues. So we're on code, which can be passed to the content layer method to render it as a component. It'd be good to also have an HTML code without interactivity or the ability to hydrate. Yeah, so this is exactly the same issue that I'm having, and this was opened a year ago. Let's see if there's any closed issues that mention this. Nope, it does not appear to do that. Well, that might be the end of the road for this. So I'll do the good old thumbs up because that's exactly what people like to see. Yeah, it did look promising until it didn't. No, I don't know how to say that without sounding like I'm being a sassy little bitch, so I'm not going to. Oh well. Um, okay, well, if that's the case, that's super annoying. What do we do now then? A lot of content needs updated, but that's not a particularly interesting stream, so we'll not be doing that. One of the things I like to look into is micropub. So that's a format for marking up a document so that it can be read by indie web tools. So let's go take a look. Let's see what micropub is. No, I don't mean a tiny pub. So micropub is an open web standard and API for creating, editing, deleting posts on websites like your own domain, supported by numerous third-party clients, CMSs, and social readers. Alright, I don't want to do that. That's not what I thought micropub was. One guy that's like really all over this is Zach Leatherman. So I was looking at his site yesterday. And if we look at the HTML for that, yeah, so he's got this like H dash stuff all over the place. I bet you there's a bunch more too. Yeah, H dash entry. Well, if that's all it is, that might not be too difficult to add. I don't know what I'd be getting out of it, but what's available here? Probably a bunch of stuff. Yep, H entry, H card, H URL. No, I'm not doing that. I don't know if that's actually going to give me anything new or useful for the site, so hard pass. In that case, I think the next step for this might be content stuff. Footer could maybe do a little bit of an update. I'd like to be able to add slightly more details in there, as well as a very similar thing that Maggie Appleton does in her site, which again, most of the reason I want to add this to my site is because Maggie's site's so damn cool. And I want to kind of call out the fact that I have copied a lot of her work. Colophon, I don't know. Basically a page that describes how the site's built, what's inspired it, prior work, all that kind of good stuff. So I'd like to have a page similar to that. So do we go ahead and do that? It wouldn't be very hard to build, because it's pretty much the same as the home page in a lot of ways. Pub quiz pub. Yeah, you might be right. Layout wise though, it's pretty much identical to this now page. Where I'd have the title, some little preamble about what it actually is, and then just all the crap that's used to build the site, and I can write that all in Markdown. So do we do that? Now what I might do actually here is potentially hit pause on the stream for a little while, and have a think about the next steps for this site. I'm really happy with where it is now, so I can probably go live with it pretty soon, because I want to spend most of tomorrow writing and updating existing posts. So get a lot of these upgraded, mark a few of them as like compost that I'm not going to be looking at again, including the ones with these stupid videos, and maybe write another article or two, depending on how much time I get tomorrow. So yeah, William Park, have a wee footer with your footer. Yep, a wee footer with my footer indeed. Concurrent viewers, it says there's 0, but you two are talking. Is there 4? Who knows? What does this say? So 4 people have watched this in total. If I refresh this, does it get more up-to-date information? That's all lies. Who knows? Yeah, Tom's here. I think you're one of these 2 concurrent connections, and I think I might be the other one. Oh, now that you're both there, this is just lies then. All right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end this now, and do some designy stuff off stream. Here I can show my cool little just chatting page. We see this. There we go. Yeah, so I'm gonna pause the stream now, and go do some designy stuff, and then tomorrow I'll maybe stream some writing tomorrow. That'd be weird, because I don't know how to do it. I'll probably just get ChatGPT to write my articles for me. But anyway, yeah, see you later. Well, I'll see you guys in Slack in like, what, an hour. Bye.